The Path to Release Skyblivion Roadmap 2024 by Rebelzize. This came out 3 days ago. 400,000 views for a mod is pretty good. So yeah, this is a mod for Skyrim. Basically, the idea is to take everything that was in Oblivion and put it into Skyrim. They have been working on this since a very long time. It's been a long time, and in this video they're basically going to talk about how it's finally closing in on being finished and hopefully being released. This is going to be a huge release, and I think it's crazy because Bethesda, I think, also announced that there's like been talks about remastering Oblivion. First of all, they had to know that this is coming out. I feel like that's a little scummy. I mean, they have every right to do it. It's their IP, but man, I have high hopes that this works out a lot better. Let's just jump into it.
Finally awake. Welcome back to the road to Skyblivion. With 2025 on the horizon, we are nearing our final year of development.
Final year of development. That's a good-looking troll.
We break down our progress since
that's a good-looking statue,
and outline the path to our 2025.
It's crazy that this is a mod for a game that came out in 2011.
Exactly what has been completed and what remains to ensure a 2025 release. We will also break down the volunteer skills we need to help us achieve that goal.
Remake. I'd probably play this. I'd have to see what the remake looks like.
We shall begin with our largest undertaking, the landscape.
And yeah, I'd definitely play
landscaping and level design serve as the foundation for the rest of the game. It's where you'll discover new vistas and make new memories in our updated world space. We're finalizing the world map with only the Nibene region on Cyrodiil's eastern border left to complete. Massive swaths of the map are ready for the hero of Kvatch to explore. Despite Oblivion's map being nearly a third larger than Skyrim's, we've worked to make sure the entire map is bespoke with handmade details throughout. Cyrodiil is divided into 9 unique
regions. This looks gorgeous. This looks really good.
Biomes, flora and fauna, and natural features. Here are each of the regions and their current progress. Starting us off is the Gold Coast, which has had all 526 cells landscaped, and 34% of the region nav-meshed.
I barely know what that means, but that's a big number. I'm impressed.
City of Anvil, which has been re-envisioned to realize its original concept art. The Colovian Highlands also have all 422 cells landscaped, with 81% of the region nav-meshed. Next, we have the Fall Forest and Heartlands regions, which have been entirely landscaped with all 405 cells landscaped, and 26% of the area nav-meshed. Out of all the regions, this is likely the most iconic, and I'm sure you'll immediately recognize the improvements over the Oblivion original. As we continue
look at the little rabbits running by.
Imperial City,
Hatch, they put you in the game.
Imperial Isle will also require an overhaul to match the new and improved cityscape. The majestic Great Forest with its towering redwood trees is fully complete.
Holy shit, that looks good.
460 cells finished, and 58% of the Great Forest nav-meshed, including the city of Coral, which lies in the center of the region. The Gerald and Valus Mountains have recently had all 517 cells completed, with 20% of the mountains nav-meshed.
This is Skyblivion, the mod that
completed all work on the city of Bruma,
that basically takes the entire game of Oblivion and puts it into Skyrim.
Expanded and further fortified. The West Weald is finished with all of its 284 cells.
Oh, it's so satisfying seeing all these bars get completely filled up.
Nav-meshed. This includes Skingrad and the sprawling farms and vineyards surrounding it. The swampy bogs of Blackwood have been entirely landscaped with all 803 cells implemented, with its nav-mesh progress sitting at around 60%. Since last year, we've nearly doubled our progress in the Nibene Valley, with 268 out of 300 cells now complete, and nav-meshing progress at 75%.
Imperial City were beautiful. Every single shot they show is gorgeous.
Finish the city of Breville, which is shaping up nicely.
It's hard to believe that this is still in Skyrim.
Around 50% of the way there, with 289 of the 674
Like, it looks too good to be in Skyrim.
Navmesh is yet to begin. Outside these specific regions, we have completed.
Yeah, look at that. Only a couple
321
areas that
cells
aren't finished, and
for the purpose of
they have really good
expanding the
progress
map
on
and
them.
altering terrain to better accommodate
God,
expanded
look at
cities
that.
and natural formations, and generally improve the experience for players while exploring the map. In total, there are 4,926 cells in Cyrodiil, with 4,603, or 93%, complete.
Look at that progress bar.
2,198, or 44%
Hell
of
yeah.
the world space is navmeshed, meaning that NPCs and quests will not function as intended outside of those regions. The navmesh team is always looking for new recruits to help move things along. We've been hard at work since last year's update, making progress on our interiors.
Yeah,
From
these
castles
interiors
and
look super
dungeons to
detailed.
shops and player homes.
Look at that. That's in Skyrim. That's a gorgeous cave.
We're getting closer to total
That's so
completion.
pretty.
Under our current schedule, we're prioritizing quest locations which require more time and concepting compared to generic interiors, which can be completed substantially faster. Additionally, as we work to complete the Imperial City, which contains more interiors than any other city,
Look at that.
additional interiors will continue.
There's
to be
enemies in there
completed.
hanging out.
We also have 11 of 20 of the unique world
God, it
spaces
just gets
completed.
pretty and prettier and
These
prettier.
large regions each contain unique areas of landscape and offer more diverse experiences than the general workspace. 3 out of 11 Oblivion realms are completed. However, if time permits, we will add more to diversify the list of random realms the player may enter when closing an Oblivion gate.
Were there
In
random
total,
Oblivion gates in the
19%
original
of our
game?
interiors are navmeshed, with 12% of our unique world spaces.
I feel like when
navmeshed.
I played, I only closed like 2 or 3.
3D. 3D objects
I don't remember a huge
fill
amount of variety.
Skyblivion. From the fallen trees underfoot, to the armor protecting your adventurer and the trolls obstructing your path. Every object, item, and creature helps to bring Cyrodiil to life. While most object groups are complete or nearly complete, some bottlenecking affects the output of other departments. For example, if we have not yet remade the architecture set for an interior cell, the level design team cannot progress on rebuilding that
Yes,
area in the
request they
game.
do appear in
Most
areas you can
importantly,
close or don't
without
want to.
remaking all 2,508 3D objects, we cannot meet the legal requirements to release Skyblivion.
This says 2,508.
Which at 74 out of 118 items remade represent the least complete of our 3D groups, still need additional help.
So they have to remake each individual item that was in Oblivion. They can't just take the item from Oblivion and bring it over, update it a little bit, and then bring it over to the mod. They have to remake it entirely from the ground up. That's crazy. And they've done that for over 2,000 items.
If you are a 3D artist interested in botany and plants, we ask that you please apply to volunteer. We need your help. As a reminder, we are legally required to remake or replace all assets from Oblivion. There are some items we have been able to borrow from Skyrim, but many are not suitable
Okay,
for
so they can bring some
implementation in Skyblivion.
items over from Skyrim,
This leaves
but
us with a long list of items left to create. Our 3D
That's weird
team
how
is
that
still
works.
hard at work, but we are always
kinda makes
looking
sense,
for new
but-
talent. Quests. With a beautiful remastered
I
world
wouldn't know how all
space
that
to
works.
explore and updated weapons and armor with which to defend yourself against the monsters, it's time.
this, out of everything they've shown, I remembered like the the city that's in the center. I don't remember what it's called. Is that like the Imperial City? I don't remember. I remember that, and this is a part of that, but I remember this specifically. You live in one of these shacks. I don't remember which one. I think it's like over here somewhere.
Time to earn your title as the hero.
This is the
of
only.
Karachi.
This is one of the only areas I remember.
Last year we had over 100 quests yet to be started. Today,
Yes,
there are
Imperial
only
City.
6 left untouched.
Holy shit! Look at that! Look at that progress. So this is where they were at last year, and this is where they were at as of 3 days ago. 3 days ago. So they're bringing over every single quest And they've only got a couple more to work on. That's crazy.
Meaning most of Oblivion's near 200 quests have either been commenced or completed.
Only 200.
Quests go through multiple
That's a lot, but it
stages of
doesn't sound like
testing.
much for
Those that are untouched and whose code has simply been
Elder Scrolls
automatically converted over
It feels
from
like there's always a
Oblivion
lot more than
are
that.
untested. From there, they enter the work in progress stage, where we edit and implement the quest. Once functional in our testing, they enter their first pass. After another round of testing, they are finally in the second pass stage and implemented into Skyblivion. Skyblivion's nearly 200 quests are broken up into the following quest lines. The Fighters Guild quest line is the most complete of all of our quest lines.
I never
with
did that
20
one.
of 21 in the second pass stage.
Maybe I'll do it in
The Mages
Skyblivion.
Guild quest lines have 20
end up
out of
picking it up.
22 quests
I don't think I
completed
ever
as a
did Mages
first
Guild
pass.
because I killed a wizard.
The quest line
and they
for the
didn't like
Thieves
that.
Guild has 15 of 16 quests completed.
Did do the
as a
Thieves
first
Guild.
pass. The Dark Brotherhood has all
Did do
24
the Dark
of its
Brotherhood.
quests completed.
In fact,
as a
I think
first pass.
there was a Dark
The main
Brotherhood quest
line
where you had
has
to kill a
18
mage.
of its 20 quests completed as a first pass.
Did do the main
A large
quest?
portion of our side quests have received a first pass.
I don't think I did a lot of side quests. I
45
only
out
did a
of
handful.
46 of them in working order.
Yeah, you kind of
All
failed.
15 of our Daedric quests have received a first pass. The 2 arena quests have both received their first pass.
Didn't do arena.
And all 21 master training quests have received a first pass.
What are the master trainer quests? I didn't even know those were a thing. God, look at that moon. Look at that moon. Oh,
Finally,
look at that
The
moon.
world space wouldn't be complete without Oblivion's iconic music. All original tracks have been carried over, as well as 24
So they can
new
carry
tracks.
over the music, but
One
not
new
the
track
items.
for each of the 9 regions of Cyrodiil, 3 new dungeon exploration tracks,
Interesting.
3 new night exploration tracks, 2 new boss
Your
fight
skill
themes,
levels, much like
and
Skyrim.
3 new atmospheric tracks.
But there are
that can be
specific
heard
quests
while delving through the
for them?
Oblivion realms.
I don't remember that being in
A
Skyrim.
note on Shivering Isles and the other big DLC. We are currently focused on the main game experience to ensure it is released on time. Once the main game of Skyblivion is released, we will look into how we can tackle DLCs, and we will be sure to share more information on our next steps closer to the time. We're less than a year away from our target release of Skyblivion.
Less than a year away.
We
That's so
hope
exciting.
that this updated roadmap gives you a clear understanding of our current progress and what's ahead for us this coming year. Skyblivion officially started over 11 years ago. When a group of
11
modders met
years
through
ago.
online
That's
forums.
crazy.
But the Skyblivion you know today began in earnest in 2018. Since then, the team has grown into numerous departments, and
Like,
we're nearly ready.
I remember hearing like rumors about a group of people putting together a port of Oblivion that would be added to Skyrim in the form of a mod. I remember that from years and years ago, and now it's like finally almost here. This is huge.
To release an entirely remastered Elder Scrolls game. Although we're closer than ever before, we still need some more help. We're asking the Elder Scrolls modding community to come together to help us complete this final leg.
And they've
of our
been
mighty
super
task.
transparent.
If you'd
every
like to
step of
lend
the
a hand
way.
in the final stretch of Skyblivion's
Like bigger
development,
companies should take notes.
seeking the following key roles. If you or someone you know is skilled in UI vector implementation and can aid in implementing the new user interface, it would free up our tech team to work on other systems. Whether you've worked on house mods, new dungeons, or any interior in between, we'd love additional support for our interiors department. Have you nav meshed before? We need your help finishing the navigation meshing throughout Cyrodiil.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I was thinking
Designed,
this was a standalone game.
implemented, and released new
No,
quests for
it's going to
Skyrim.
be a mod.
You're just what we're looking for. Apply to support.
I'm
our
pretty
tech
sure it's going to be
department.
free.
Have a knack for
Well,
the
we'll take a peek
technical
at the
use of
website after
Creation
this.
Kit. We're seeking Creation Kit generalists to help throughout multiple departments. If you've ever redesigned how Skyrim's NPCs work with one another and their routines, we're looking for additional specialists who are familiar with AI packages to make Skyblivion's world
I remember
as
that tree.
living and immersive as possible. If you have any of the skills above, consider applying to support the project at skyblivion.com/volunteer.
The Dark Brotherhood questline in Oblivion was so good. I like that one more than the Skyrim Dark Brotherhood quest line.
We can't wait to show off more of Skyblivion over the next year.
The thing is, I really liked
the Imperial City
I'll let
and
him
the
finish.
last remaining areas of the game. It's been a long ride, but the end is in sight.
Look at that. So yeah, that's super cool. It's really cool to see this project finally like starting to come to fruition. I think this is like I liked a lot of aspects of Oblivion. I liked the writing of Oblivion a lot better. I like the world of Oblivion. I think like just the quest design, the world building was more interesting. But I thought it was severely held back by really just its age. I think a lot of the systems are, although like there's a lot of room for experimentation, it was quite convoluted. And I think the main thing, the main thing I really had to complain about was the leveling, and more specifically how enemies around you would level with you. It just made it feel like such a slog. You know, you at the start of the game, you struggle to kill a skeleton. At the end of the game, you're struggling to kill the same skeleton, and it just feels really bad. Like the skeleton can still be semi hard to kill, but I would expect to feel like I'm doing a little more damage. I didn't really get a good sense of progression in Oblivion, but I did like the story. I really liked the quests. So I think taking Oblivion and putting it into the Sky, like into Skyrim, using all the Skyrim systems is great. It's a really great game that just needs some modernization. But yeah, it's also crazy. Like, I don't know if these people are getting paid for this. Certainly not a lot. But like, these are all volunteers, and everything's super professional. Everything looks great. The website looks good. What's the team? I need to know how much our team consists of. Oh, 59 active volunteers. Not as many as I thought. But wow. 59 people putting this together. And just like doing it all in a super professional way. I have a lot of respect for this team. Quests in general are almost all better. I think I generally agree with that. Quests I liked in Skyrim more. Let me think. I'm struggling to put my finger on any of them. Because Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim was one of the stronger quest lines in Skyrim, but even that gets trumped by the Dark Brotherhood quest line in Oblivion. They're working fast for that amount of people. Yeah, I wonder if they have actual jobs and lives outside of this. Like, because doing this as a side project would be crazy. Plus, in Oblivion, they remember fame and infamy. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Like, if you're a hero, they remember in Oblivion, and if you're a bad person, they remember you that way. But in Skyrim, you can go on a murderous rampage, and they didn't care. Yeah, you just get arrested, or they kill you, and then you reload your game, and that's the end of that. I did like the Thieves Guild better in Skyrim than Oblivion, though. Ooh, yeah. I think the one in Oblivion was all right, but that's a good one to bring up. I think the Thieves Guild in Skyrim was really strong. In fact, that quest line might be better than Dark Brotherhood. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. But yeah, very cool. Very excited to see Skyblivion. Give that a like.